Now let's move on to VeeCon. Yeah, so Gary again manipulating markets by trying to establish the floor, purchasing his own VeeCon tickets. He's trying to pump it up because he did say that they were going to be a couple ETH, which we'll see down below. He would always exaggerate, pump. Like even saying this is wild because he's 170 tickets that were listed on OpenSea. And he's thinking that that means availability, which is very contradictory. That's not the case. People are actually waiting to listen, and they're all the fucking same. The art isn't shown yet. They're all unrevealed. Of course, people are not going to list it. You know what I mean? There's no point. There's 174 tickets listed at like $200-300. Like people are going to wait. They're not going to, anyways. So that again, that's just manipulation, just everything. And then this is him claiming that it's going to be the craziest business development ever. However, the majority of his speakers were people that he literally pumped and marketed just a couple months ago. So they were not known to outside public. He did have some names that were known in the outside public, but the majority were people that he pumped and marketed and hyped that were not known. Here's just an example how he was using the book games market exchange to get more people into VeeFriends conference. It's just like he was burning one of his NFTs for another one of his NFTs. It's just like just ridiculous. Oh yeah, this is when he claimed that it was going to be the Coachella of NFTs, which turned out not to be the case, not even close. So again, he'll say anything. He always makes these crazy exaggerated stories or exaggerated claims, right? Just like how VeeFriends is going to be the next Pokemon and all this shit. Again, the art hasn't been revealed yet. And then I don't know, it's just, he was always trying to price anchor everything. Every single thing that he was involved in, he always had to throw his comments in to try and manipulate or change perceptions of the market in his favor. Now it's an example of, this is a Gary Vee Mint is another wallet. I believe this one was used more for giveaways. However, it's still purchasing his own NFTs and then at a discount because of the royalties. He believed that they were going to be $3,000 to $5,000 each originally, which is insane. And they were closer to free because he was giving them away. Like people couldn't even sell them for $200-300-400. So again, just brutal. And then again, this is just even worse is when he was saying that his VF2s and 3 VeeCon NFTs can average 3.5 ETH per, that people could flip into a VF1 this way. And that's what he was trying to imply here, which is again absolutely insane. And Series 2 wasn't free. He actually ended up charging $1,000. So that's not correct. And then some of them are even more because he had a bidding war. Again, just lies. And then this was after the first. So the first separation from the first VeeCon, it was supposed to be your original VeeFriend 1 was supposed to be your way into the VeeCon conference ticket. However, he changed it and then he was going to drop you a separate NFT as the ticket so he could earn more royalties. And then it just tanked the value of the Series 1 by doing so. So this is a breach of contract, and it fucked everything up for all the investors. I mean, he completely lied to them, right? He completely lied to everyone. And then yeah, so by the time VeeCon happened, it already corrected back. Like it went from an 18th floor down to a 10th floor right after, yeah, just during that. And then here's just an example of him stealing other people's media. So yeah, he just doesn't care, doesn't do due diligence ever. And then this is him trying to promote that the VeeCon ticket, the VeeCon NFT is going to be even better than the conference, which is just wild. So yeah, as mentioned, here's Insider trading, they're just dumping VeeCon tickets. Like, this is his president of the company, his brother, and his sister. Right onto the VeeFriends community. Now, conflict of interest because Gary owns 1,128 VeeCon 2024 tickets. He kept 30 VeeCon 2022 tickets for himself after saying he has no tickets left. Someone was asking this, and then yeah, this wallet contains 3 more. So yeah, he owns a total of 1,162. Now, to be fair, Gary does give away a lot of these if you promote his project on social media, and that's his way of filling up the conference. From the VeeFriends attendees from last year, they said that they would be surprised if there was even 5,000 people there. To give you a perspective on how this is not even close to Coachella or the biggest, best business conference ever. And here's the evidence for the breach of contract. So originally tickets were not open. You have to own the VeeFriends NFT, the first one, series 1. And then this is when he, a few months later, after he extracted all the money, he's like, you know what? I'm just going to drop it. We're going to do a second. Like, he just completely changed. So that's a breach of contract right there.